What's going on YouTube? Uberman here. Decided to make a new video today thanks to an email that I got from Uber this afternoon. There's been a lot of confusion about how these new rates are being implemented. And to be honest with you, I was confused with them too, because there's so many questions that they did not answer in the emails. You know, they basically gave us a short email saying 80 cents a mile, 16 cents or 14 cents per minute. And then you have peak hours where you make $22 an hour. Every other time you make $12 an hour, and that's it. But the question is, how do their stipulations work? Because they have 3 stipulations in order to get paid the minimum guarantee if you're in an area with the guarantees. I've heard so far that some places don't have it, and that really sucks. I'm really sorry for you guys. This video is more going to be for the people that have minimum guarantees so that you can understand how it works. As you can see, I'm logged on. That's part of how you got to get the guarantee. You've got to be available. It means more hours. There's just no way around it. There's going to be more hours involved, and I'm still doing it. Going to ride this train till the wheels fall off. So let me get into explaining how this works. There are periods that they reset the averages for, okay? Again, with the stipulations, you have to be online 50 minutes per every hour that you've worked. You have to accept 90% of the requests that come through your device. And I always forget the last one. It kills me. Okay, you have to accept 90% of the trips that come through your device. You have to take an average of 1 trip per hour, and you have to be online 50 minutes out of every hour. Okay, those are the 3 requirements. You have to meet those for every given time period. They reset the time periods, okay? So you have to know when they reset the periods in order to make sure that you got your minimum amount of trips, to make sure that you are online the right amount of time. You have to know the time frames. If you don't know the time frames, you're guessing, and that makes it a pain in the ass. So I sent Uber an email and I said, I really need some clarification. I'll read you basically their short answer. Hi Randy, I'm always happy to clarify. The average is only calculated for each of the time frames individually: peak, regular, and non-peak hours. Below you will find the hourly guarantees in place during these price cuts. As long as you meet the trip acceptance requirements, you will be automatically guaranteed the hourly fare amounts listed in the email you received earlier. As a reminder, in order to receive the guarantee, you must accept 90% of your trip requests. Take an average of 1 trip per hour. Let me clarify that real quick. An average of 1 trip per hour. If you work 5 hours, you have to have 5 trips average throughout that 5-hour time frame. So if you work 5 hours, your first hour you take 6 trips, but the rest of the time you get nothing. You only took 6 trips or 5 trips even during that first hour, but you got nothing the rest of the time. You will still get paid for the 5 hours at $12 an hour if you accepted 90% of the requests that came through your device, and you were online for 50 minutes out of every hour that you were online for. So out of those 5 hours, you had to be online 50 minutes per hour. And that's not an average according to this. That they take that's quite literal, 50 minutes out of every hour. So keep that in mind. When you go to work, you need to be working. I know it's a pain in the ass. So their answer, peak hours. This is where in my area I will be making $22 an hour. Friday and Saturdays from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. Okay, those are peak hours. Those are $22 an hour. Basically, any other time then that is your regular hourly wage, which is $12 per hour here. Now, you have to know when these reset, because how do you know what your average is? How do you know how many hours you're supposed to get paid for if you don't know? It's like a time clock. You know, you punch in, you punch out. Well, Uber is the one punching us in and punching us out. We're just working, and we have to guess. So I've got the answer here. I'm going to try to explain this. It should be fairly simple, but for some reason it took me a minute to get it. I had to go over it a few times because I was just having a hard time getting it. Maybe it's because I'm tired from working 14 some hours yesterday, and I've already been out working again today. So you have three types of hours that they call them. They call them non-peak, regular, and peak hours. Now, the non-peak, I'm going to start with that because we're going to start at midnight, okay? And I'm going to tell you along the way how this goes. Non-peak hours are Monday through Friday, midnight to 6 a.m., okay? And Saturday and Sunday, 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. And the reason Saturday and Sunday is different is because we have our peak hours Friday and Saturday from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. So it has to be offset there. Anyway, hopefully you're following me here. Non-peak hours, Monday through Friday, midnight to 6. Saturday and Sunday, it's from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. And again, the reason why is because of the peak hours, Friday and Saturday, they run from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. So obviously Saturday and Sunday, 3 a.m. It starts from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Now you have your regular hours, which are from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay? That's daily. Then Sunday through Thursday, 5 p.m. to midnight. Okay, and obviously it only goes to Thursday because Friday and Saturday you go back to your peak hours again, which is 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. So, post this up here. My handwriting sucks, but maybe that'll help you understand it a little better. You can pause the video if you need to. Anyway, so the way he explained it to me is they reset the clock for your averages, for your hourly acceptance rates and all of that. That all resets at each one of these given times. So Monday through Friday from midnight to 6 a.m. is one time frame, period. Monday through Friday, midnight to 6 a.m. That is one individual time frame. You will get paid for those hours so long as you, okay, so from 12 to 6 daily, midnight to 6 a.m. daily, you will get $12 an hour. In my case, yours may be different, but here it's $12 an hour from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. So long as during that 6-hour time frame you took an average of 6 passengers, you were online 50 minutes per hour that you were online working, and you have a 90% acceptance rate. And that's all averaged between midnight and 6, Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, the time frame is 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. because of your peak hours again. I know I keep reiterating that, but I just want to make sure you understand. I don't want you to be confused because maybe I'm an idiot. It took me a little bit to catch on. So Saturday and Sunday from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., it's only 3 hours at $12 an hour. You have to make sure that you've taken a minimum of 3 passengers. You are online 50 minutes per hour. And you take 1 request per hour on average throughout that time frame. So from midnight to 6 is one time slot that you have to work everything around. And then Saturday and Sunday, 3 a.m. to 6, that's another separate time slot that you have to work everything around. Now, daily, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay? That is when they reset the time clock, basically, and you start from scratch. So 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. is a brand new time slot, brand new averages. You start everything over again from there. Sunday through Thursday, 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. Okay? Yet again, another time slot where everything resets to 0 and you start from scratch. Sunday through Thursday, 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. Peak hours, Friday and Saturday, 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. So another time slot where everything resets. Friday and Saturday, 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. Everything is reset. You start over again. Okay? So, it resets daily. This is not weekly. That's something else you need to understand. This is a daily deal. It's not a thing of an average Monday through Friday from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. You have to meet the average for the entire week. It doesn't work that way. This resets every single day. So every day, Monday through Friday, 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. is one slot that resets consistently daily. Then Saturday and Sunday, 3 a.m. to 6 every day. So Saturday, 3 a.m. to 6, and then Sunday, 3 a.m. to 6. Okay, every single day, this whole graph starts over again. I hope I've clarified that. I hope you guys understand. I probably didn't do the best explaining it. Honestly, God, I'm really worn out. I've worked my ass off. I'm going to post this up one more time if you need it. Yeah, there we go. If I can get it straight here. There we go. You can pause it, write it down, whatever you need to do. That's how it works. Every single day it resets again. So get used to it. Use it like a schedule so that you know what times during these hours you can work, and then make sure you've got to know when the cutoff is. You know, because you've got to make sure that by the time it cuts off, you've done everything you can to get that average number of trips, stayed online, and accepted at least 90% of the pings that have come through your device. As you can see, I'm still sitting here. I'm still online. Okay, nothing's coming through, and that's okay. It's dead out here. I'm at home. Basically, my plan is to get paid $12 an hour for sitting at home, and here in a little bit, when I need to get the runs, 3-5 runs to get me paid $12 an hour, I'll run down to a place where I know is busy. I'll take 5, maybe 10, 15 runs, who knows, and I'll keep going. So as far as I can tell, guys, the only way that I'm going to make any money doing this is if I treat it like a regular job now, instead of coming and going as I please. I mean, I still can, but I've got to work a lot more hours. I've got to get out there, and I've got to take more people for less money. I've got to drive more miles, which is more wear and tear. The only good side to it is so far this week, the deductions from the IRS have come out to almost $400 this week. That's deductions off of taxes that I have to pay. This should be an interesting year if things continue this way. Anyway, guys, I'm going to cut this off. I hope I was able to clarify that for you. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, this is for my area, but the time frames should be the same in all areas. The only thing that's going to differ is, number one, whether or not you even get a guaranteed minimum pay at all. 22 an hour peak here. The rest of the time is $12 an hour. Because I've heard some of you people saying that you're not getting any at all, and if that's the case, I don't think I could do it anymore. I would definitely have to find alternate revenue. I mean, I busted ass. I worked a lot of hours. I drove a lot of miles, and I think my payout so far is like $209 plus $32 in tips. That's I don't know. As always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, drive safe, and Uber on.